Gene, this is Pete Seeger with Finally with the Tape You Wanted. It is now 6:45 a.m. on Monday, the 19th of February, year 2001. And Gene, I've got this little tape recorder in my hand, and I'm going to try, finally, to tape a few words which you can use in issuing a CD of songs that I recorded when I was in Czechoslovakia, visiting you way, way back in 1964. First of all, you gave me a list of songs, and T for Texas is the very first one. I learned this from Woody Guthrie way back in 1940, and he said it was one of Jimmy Rogers' yodeling blues. Next song. I learned this from a man named Ray Fabin. He's about 5 years older than I am, still living up in the Adirondacks. He's a Mohawk Indian. They're one of the 6 nations of the Iroquois, although they don't like that word Iroquois. It was a French word. They call themselves the Haudenosaunee. But I once asked him, Ray, I'd like to learn a Native American song. Would you teach me one? And he immediately cautioned me. He says, Pete, keep in mind that some of our songs are sacred to us, and a white person should not even try to sing them. However, here's a canoe song of the Seneca people. They were also from the Haudenosaunee, I guess near Lake Seneca, Finger Lake region. And I teach it everywhere I go. I'd be glad if you did. So I learned Kayowajineh from him way back then. I've done it ever since. I often used to play Leadbelly's song, Tom Hughes Town, Mr. Tom Hughes Town. Tom Hughes was the high sheriff of that part of Shreveport, Louisiana, where Leadbelly had gone. Next, the song Irene Goodnight. I've seen in a book printed in Scotland 100 years ago the words of at least the chorus of this song with a completely different melody. How Leadbelly changed it, or how it got to be changed, nobody knows, but it became one of his favorite songs. When he said goodbye to the prisoners, when he was released from prison, he gave a concert for them, and this was their final request. Rock Island Line. This was another of Leadbelly's famous songs. He adapted a song which didn't have much melody. The Lomaxes had gotten Leadbelly out of jail and made him their chauffeur, and they'd visit a prison. And old Mr. Lomax would say to the prisoners, I've got a man here who's a good singer. Are any of you able to top him? In other words, he challenged them to get their best songs and best singers. And in Arkansas, a man named Kelly Pace got together with some others, and they sang, the Rock Island Line, it is a mighty good road, oh, the Rock Island Line, it is a road to ride. Had hardly any melody. It was a chain gang chant. Well, Leadbelly developed the melody and made a little story to go along with it, and it was one of his standbys for the next 15 years. He got out in 34, 15 years, and he died in 49. Lord God Pittsburgh. The tune of this is the famous old Crawdad song. You get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You go with the line and I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the Crawdad hole. Honey, sugar baby mine. Beautiful piece of double entendre. Well, the Almanac Singers, consisting of Lee Hayes, Millard Lampell, me, and Woody Guthrie, took off from New York to Pittsburgh in late June or early July, I guess early July 1941. And we sang for some good Union people in Pittsburgh. And next thing you know, Woody had made up new words to the Crawdad tune. Why, Oh Why is one of the songs Woody wrote for his little daughter, Kathy, who was killed, terrible tragedy, when she was only 4 years old, I believe, 3 or 4. And Woody wrote a string of the most wonderful children's songs for her, and Why, Oh Why is one of them. Woody's genius was what I call the genius of simplicity. Any damn fool can get complicated, but it takes a genius to be that simple. Similarly, another one of Woody's songs, sorry I didn't sing it here, put your finger in the air, in the air. Put your finger in the air, in the air. Put your finger in the air and hold it up right there. Put your finger in the air, in the air. Second verse, put your finger on your nose, on your nose. Put your finger on your nose, on your... And then next, put your finger on your chin. That's where the food slips in. Put your finger on your cheek and leave it there a week. Put your finger on your ear and leave it there a year. Put your finger on your toe and leave it a day or so. And finally, put your finger on your finger on your finger. Only Woody Guthrie would have been that supremely self-confident to write a song that simple.